Hello and welcome to the 9 News Business Buzz, where we take up what's happening in business, how it impacts you and our economy. I'm Ryan Frazier, 9 News business expert and CEO of Frazier Global. I'm joined by Mick Freeman of Bridge Entrepreneurs Network. Mick, thanks for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Mick, this week is Colorado Startup Week, a celebration of our state's vibrant entrepreneurial spirit. But beyond the celebrations, founders are facing a complex mix of challenges, from accessing capital to finding new talent that will define the future of our startup economy. Mick, tell us, why is this week so valuable for our state, and how does Ben build on it for your founders and the companies that you're supporting?
Sure. So Colorado Startup Week is the largest startup week in the country. And previous to this year, for 14 years, it's been Denver Startup Week. It is the single largest gathering of entrepreneurs, ecosystem builders, investors in the entire state. And so it's important because it's the one free place that founders, wannabe founders, reformed founders, recovering founders can come, collaborate, and learn from experts how to build their businesses.
Now, when you think about some of the single biggest challenges you're seeing from growth stage entrepreneurs in your network, what are they wrestling with right now?
Financing, macroeconomic uncertainty, being able to hire people, and predicting the future. So organizations like Ben provide volunteer expert advisors who've been there, done that, have some gray hair, bruised scars, know that there's feast and famine, yin and yang, good times and bad times, and we help entrepreneurs basically navigate challenge and change in a way that they won't fail right when the going gets good.
You know, as a fellow entrepreneur and business owner myself, I can tell you that it can be kind of daunting when you're starting a business. It's tough to figure out all the things you need to be doing right, or things that will help you grow your business. That's a part of why your organization is here, is to help them through this journey. But you and I were talking offline about some of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs sometimes make. Talk to us about that.
I think the biggest mistake is people don't ask for help. I don't know if it's a societal thing where we were raised not to raise our hand and say, please. But in reality, there is this network of thousands of potential mentors and advisors who want to lean in and help. And so I tell entrepreneurs, your biggest mistake is not just not asking for help, it's not asking for enough help. Don't just ask for that one connection off of LinkedIn. Ask for the 10 that are relevant, because you might be surprised at the give first and pay it forward ethos here in Colorado.
So basically you're saying, because, you know, like, we are all guilty of this, you know, right? None of us want to be a burden on others. None of us want to put our problems on other people. But you're actually saying it's okay to ask for that help, to actually say, look, you know what, I need you. I really need you to lean in with me on this.
Yeah, not only that, it's actually a burden on those trying to give not to be able to give their gifts back because someone wasn't willing to ask, and they could have helped and changed that trajectory of their entire career and personal family life.
All right. So now national data shows that while venture capital funding is starting to rebound, it's becoming more and more concentrated, Mick, in a smaller number of larger deals, making it tougher for early stage companies to get noticed. Now, how is this trend affecting Colorado, and is the capital available for great ideas, or is it getting harder to secure that big check if you're an entrepreneur trying to get going?
It's harder than it's ever been, I would say, and I am a reformed 30-year entrepreneur. And so what I would say is you're taking about 3 times as long as a startup company to get a third the size of the check. Due diligence is extended. All the money is going to later stage, safer deals, Series B, C, D, and so on. Therefore, you've got to be scrappy and say, how long can I bootstrap my company before I go out to the markets, knowing it's going to take that long? And are there alternate sources of funding? Foundations with their PRIs and MRIs. You might not have to go the venture capital private equity route. And right now, you've got record stock markets. You've got angel and super angels who are swimming in capital who just might take that chance on an early stage promising company.
Okay, so the money is there.
It's there. It's just not there from the institutionals in the way and the speed that it used to be.
Yeah.
And it will come back. We're optimistic, but it's probably another 6 to 9 months.
Okay, so Mick, let's shift gears a little bit now. Ben has had a strong focus on supporting underserved and underrepresented founders, including those in rural Colorado and female minority-led companies.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about what is the single most impactful thing that the business community can do to ensure that great ideas from every corner of our state have a real chance to succeed.
Help sponsor organizations like Colorado Startup Week. Write blogs that can get posted and reposted by promising entrepreneurs. Host a fireside chat, a webinar, a lunch and learn with your favorite entrepreneur to allow them to ask questions of you and your experts at your business. So whether it's professional services, accounting, legal, HR, you probably have some expertise that they could use, and you don't realize just showing up and offering it in some kind of a friendly, free forum could be life-changing for that organization.
Yeah, I just think there's so many small businesses and entrepreneurs out there who are looking for that opportunity to build their business, to grow, to realize their version, if you will, of American Dream.
Yep.
And I think that having organizations like Ben and others out there that are there to help support them along the way is so important. I want to kind of start to culminate this conversation in terms of what your expectations are this week at Colorado Startup Week.
There are typically 200 plus sessions, 10,000 plus participants. All the programming is free, which is, again, a big boon of our system. It's been sponsored by other organizations. You can show up, pick your panel. If you want to learn about financing, you want to learn about customer relationship management software and tools. If you want to understand how do I tap advisors, there are sessions here. So show up, sign up, be there, and bring your notebook. I would also say that Ben's played a large role in the past, and this year we'll be sponsoring and I'll be moderating a panel with one of Ben's co-founders, Brad Feld, Techstars Foundry Group guy, talking about his book, Give First, which is the ethos of Ben, which is give first without expecting anything in return. And we encourage everybody to be there on the main stage Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Well, and one thing you said, folks may not have realized, we're calling it Colorado Startup Week now. It used to be called Denver Startup Week,
yes,
which I guess gives a broader, more inclusive kind of aspect or view of the Colorado startup community. Talk to us a little bit about that name change.
We are a statewide ecosystem, and that rural-urban divide is getting closed faster here than I would say in most states, because we all see entrepreneurship and business as a way forward and something that we can all agree on. So they made the shift in year 14 this year to Colorado Startup Week. I think we in Colorado look at the pie, if you will, is not this big, but it's abundant. Everybody can succeed. So the spirit is entrepreneurship, innovation, community on a statewide basis.
Mick Freeman with Bridge Entrepreneurs Network here in Colorado. Thanks for joining us. We got to run, Mick. Startups, we are celebrating this Colorado Startup Week, and it's not just a niche part of our economy. They are an engine for our state's future job growth. Supporting these founders and entrepreneurs through the challenges of a tough economy is a direct investment in keeping Colorado innovative and competitive for years to come. As business keeps buzzing in Colorado, our goal is for you to stay informed, be engaged, and get ahead of the game. So be sure to stay tuned for more in-depth business news and discussions on the Business Buzz. We'll be back during the 11 a.m. show to take up rates and real estate. So make sure you tune in. Again, Mick Freeman with Ben. Thanks for joining us. For the 9 News Business Buzz, I'm Ryan Frazier.